I'm a little late. It's almost 5:20. I had a poopy diaper to change, so it takes priority, I guess. Anyway, tonight we're going to be making cheesy buffalo spaghetti squash. My pneumonia was basically gone this weekend, and then the children decided to share their cold with me. So if I'm sniffling, blowing my nose, sounding congested, I am. So it's been a really, really fun 5 weeks of my life. But the good news is this seems to be like I'm tackling it with high amounts of rose hips. So that's a good thing. Okay, so just a little note. I have started already baking like 30 minutes ago these spaghetti squash. Hey, Sharon. Hey, I still have to cook. So I am looking forward to feeling better, though. I will say that. Okay, so spaghetti squash. You slice it in half just in case you don't know what you're doing. You slice it in half, take all the seeds out. Then I rub mine down with lard. You could also use tallow or butter. And then you flip it upside down so it's the cut side down in pans at 400 degrees, depending on size, 30, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. So those are still baking. So we're going to make the stuffing for this first. And the very first recipe we're going to make is my ranch dressing recipe, which is inside my cookbook. It's actually the ranch dip recipe because we want it to be a little thicker.
Cup.
You need a what?
I need a cup.
Cup. Okay, I can help with that. There you go. Merry Christmas. We're going to be making the ranch dip recipe inside my cookbook. If you don't have this yet, it's only $18. It's down in the description box. I did ship one out yesterday. So for whoever ordered that, it's coming, okay? So what I have here. What's up? Oh, I have to get another cup. Just a minute. There you go. Merry Christmas. All right. We're hoping to get better by Thanksgiving, y'all. We've been so sick. Okay. So what I have here is homemade mayonnaise. That recipe is also in my cookbook if you don't have it. So we've got about 3/4 of a cup of homemade mayonnaise into this jar.
Mommy, can I help like I love making this?
Not right now.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I've got 3/4 of a cup of homemade mayonnaise. To this, we're going to add roughly 3/4 of a cup of. Do you guys need something?
No.
Okay, go play.
I want to
Please,
watch.
Can you please go play?
Okay, Mama, I want milk.
Not right now. Go play, please. Thank you. Roughly 3/4 of a cup of Nancy sour cream. It's going to go in here. We're going to add some spices and blend it around, and that's pretty much it. Ranch dressing is really, really easy to make. And the dip is just a thicker version of ranch dressing, and then you can always add a little extra liquid and make it into like buttermilk ranch dressing. It's easy. And if you have it in the refrigerator, easy lunches or easy snacks even. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. We've got dill weed. So dill weed is green, okay? Dill seed is brown and kind of hard, and it's actual seeds to grow dill. We need 3/4 of a teaspoon of dill weed. It's green, okay? Going on in. Next ingredient is 1/2 teaspoon of parsley. This is actually my homegrown parsley. I found like a vacuum sealed bag of parsley. And so I was super excited about that. And then we need, let's see, 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. There we go. I gotta grab some actual, oh sorry, that's onion powder. I have to actually go grab some garlic, actual garlic. Because I'm all out of garlic until Azure gets here. And it's not gonna get here until Thursday. I was kind of bummed. Because I've been out of garlic powder for probably a week, and now I'm realizing how much I use it. And usually I have backups, but apparently I used the backup and then didn't replenish it. So We're just going to do 1 garlic clove. I'm just going to finely chop it. If you have garlic powder, the amount would be half of a teaspoon. I don't mind fresh herb stuff in my dressings anyway, right? So I'm just going to finely dice it and throw it in there so that when the immersion blender hits it, it's going to do like little tiny pieces with it. Okay. And it goes. Okay, next ingredient is a 1/4 teaspoon of healthy salt. So we're looking for colored salt, pink Himalayan salt, Celtic sea salt, real salt, 1/4 teaspoon. There it goes. We're going to go ahead and do 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm omitting the pepper this time because this is a spicy dish, so it doesn't need any more spice. And I'm actually going to be making a less spicy version tonight. I will give you the recipe amounts for spicy, but because of our cold and lots of mucus, some of our stomachs aren't 100%. And so we're going to go on the more mild side with this recipe, but I will give you guys the amounts for super spicy. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. You guys can hear the coughing in the back. Woo! And then 1 tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and blend it. Woo! Every time I use this immersion blender, I'm like, I need a new one. I do need a new one. So because this has the chopped whole garlic in it, I'm going to blend this a little bit longer than what I typically would because I don't want someone to get a huge chunk of raw garlic. Although that is beneficial for colds. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I get it really well all the way down to the bottom of the jar. You guys can see how nice and thick that is. Nice, thick. Ranch dip. This is so good, like on chicken or, you know, any of your veggies into the summer. I try to keep a jar of this in the refrigerator, although my kids like it so much that they usually eat it all. But we had an accident. You guys can see it's missing a part here. It kind of melted. So, time to get a new one. I'm just going to rinse this off and I'll be right back to you guys. All right, so now we have our fresh, yummy ranch dressing. Sharon says, I'll take the less spicy version any day. Yeah, I'm not feeling the spice right now. But there's a nice ranch dressing. You can always make this ahead of time. It doesn't have to happen right before this meal. We just happen to be doing it tonight. So, okay, so the next thing is going to be chopping up some chicken here. I'm going to start melting 8 tablespoons of butter in this pan over here. Over medium heat. Hopefully it won't get too brown. And in the meantime, we're going to chop some chicken. So for every 2 spaghetti squash that are around 7 to 8 inches long, you're going to need 2 cups of chicken. So I have a ton of different sizes inside the oven. I haven't even showed you guys. I've got like little ones, you know, for the smaller children. So I'm just going to take this recipe and I'm going to take it times probably 4. 3 to 4. Because we have some smaller ones. So we're going to do 3. Let's do 3. Okay. So I need 6 cups of chicken. Jeez. I've barely sneezed all day until I get live. Good thing I didn't bring out the pepper. All right. 1 cup measurement. And I guess this is about a cup just by eyeballing it. Yep. Okay. 1 cup. So what we're starting is the stuffing. that goes inside the already cooked spaghetti squash. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying we grew some spaghetti squash about 8 years ago. And I didn't know what to do with it. And so we tried like several recipes. And for our tastes, we didn't really like spaghetti squash as spaghetti because the squash has a lot more water in it than noodles do. And so it's kind of watery. And so we ended up thinking we didn't like it until we found this recipe. And then we loved spaghetti squash. So even if you're watching this and you or your children don't like spaghetti squash, you should really try it. And you can get spaghetti squash even like on Azure, farmers markets and stuff for cheap right now because it's in season. I actually didn't grow the spaghetti squash I'm eating tonight because our garden was mainly pumpkins. And the pumpkins and the sweet potato squash took over and nothing else survived very well. So I ended up bartering some pie pumpkins with somebody for some spaghetti squash, which I was so happy to take spaghetti squash, and they had an abundance of it, so they were happy to trade, which worked out so well. I'm going to turn the butter down just a little bit because it is starting to simmer, and I just want it to melt. And then we need 1 more cup of chicken. The one thing that I will say that has helped us a ton with this cold and even my pneumonia is NAC. And I don't know if I'm going to get spanked for saying that or not on YouTube, but I'll show you guys the bottle in just a second. I don't really know what I get spanked anyway on here anymore, what's going to pass and what's not. So this is the exact thing we used, okay? I know it's backwards. I apologize. I wish it would focus though. Hang on. Try that. So it is flavored, which I know flavoring, but when you're trying to get kids to take this, this is definitely the way to go. Bought it off of Vitacost, and it seems to make a huge difference. Okay, so we have 6 cups of chicken. Next ingredient is, for every 2 spaghetti squash, you need 1 cup of either cheddar cheese or mozzarella cheese. We're going to be doing mozzarella tonight, because that's what I have. You can even do a mix if you wanted to. This is actually goat mozzarella. So I'm going to get out all the clumps first. And get down to the stuff that's nicely shredded and didn't stick together. So 1. I'm doing 3 times the recipe, so that's why I'm doing 3 cups. But if you're only doing 2 spaghetti squash, you only need 1 cup. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, so now we're going to add some sour cream to this. We need a whole cup in my case. If you only have 2 squash, it's just 1/3 of a cup of sour cream. Come on. I don't know what's up with this batch of, maybe it's just me, but I cannot get these open this month. These Nancy sour creams, so I have to like cut them in half to get the plastic off. Maybe they used extra glue or something on here. I don't know, but they've been interesting this month to get open. Okay. We need a whole cup, which is half of one of these canisters of the Nancy's. I think I probably should have put this in a bigger container. We're growing out of it very, very quickly here. Maybe I better move it before it gets any messier. How about a big bowl? It doesn't really look that big enough either, does it? Hang on, we need a bigger bowl. I've got a bigger bowl. Here we go. Let's make a mess. Okay. So I'm going to stop there and I'm going to mix this because after this is where we start adding spices and stuff. And so I'm going to stop here and add, I'm going to add one more thing actually before I stop. And that's purple onion. If your family won't eat onion chunks, you could always do onion powder. And we're looking at like a quarter of a cup. And of course mine's times 3, so mine's a lot more than that. But I don't think I'll do that much because my husband's not a huge onion fan. So I'm just going to cut the onion here. As small as I can. I should use my dicer, see? Okay, let's see about that. There's probably going to be plenty of onion for my husband's tolerance. So you just add onion to whatever tolerance your family has. The rest of us love onion, but he's going to be eating this too. So that was about a quarter of a purple onion that I'm putting in here. Keep in mind, and it's times 3. So you spice it up as you want with the onion. Now I'm going to give it a good stir. Because like I said, after this, it gets a little spicy. The winter weather is coming quick here. We started our pole barn for our cows this last weekend. We actually had somebody volunteer to come help, which was so nice because, yeah, they're huge posts. They had to go into the ground and it was cold and rainy and miserable and it was just kind of like waiting for us to get it done, and we knew we needed to at least get the posts in so that all we have to do is throw the metal on. So yeah, that happened this weekend. And we also fired up a log splitter that we were given it. It's an older log splitter. And it worked perfect, which was great. So we got some wood put up. We've got to chop some more. There's always more wood to chop. Sharon said, it's really sad there are so many channels that share unhealthy recipes and YouTube doesn't ban or bat an eye, but share healthy alternatives and you get in trouble. I know. Onion will definitely clear your sinuses. Yeah, my nose is now running from the onion. Okay, so in here, because I'm taking this times 3, this chicken, cheddar cheese, we've got sour cream. We're just about to add some butter. If you're only doing 2 squash, the amounts are 2 cups of chicken, 1 cup of cheese of your choice. You can even do like a spicy cheese if you wanted to. 2 tablespoons of butter and a third cup of sour cream. So I'm going to go ahead and add the butter now. This is somewhere between 6 and 8 tablespoons of butter for the triple version here. I say somewhere because I make my own butter and it gets put into like little pressed blocks. And the blocks always don't, get pressed all the way sometimes. What's up, Sugar Toots? It does look good. She has a really sore throat, so she's whispering. Poor girl. Okay. Next ingredient is hot sauce. So what I have inside the house is sriracha sauce. Part of the buffalo chicken flavoring is hot sauce. So I'll leave it to you guys' discretion as far as how hot you want to go. The recipe calls for a third of a cup of hot sauce for every 2 squash. I can tell you right now it's going to be way too much for sriracha, okay? So I'm thinking for this much chicken, it's probably a third of a cup, period. Again, you want spicier? Go for it. But we're going to err on the other side. So sriracha sauce, I have a quarter of a cup measurement here. And I said I was going to do a third, so I'll just do a little bit more into here. There we go. You think it's too spicy? You smell it? Like my nose is going to be like running away. That's what's going to happen. You can't smell it. Smell it up close. I bet you your nose will get cleared. Just don't drip any boogers in there. Go for it. Can you smell it now? Okay. What about this? Smell this. Smell that? Don't get it on your face though. No. No smell over there. Poor kid. Okay. Okay, next ingredient is 1 jalapeno for every 2 spaghetti squash. Once again, we're going to mellow that out. So instead, because I'm taking my recipe times 3, I'm going to be doing the equivalent of 3 of these little jars of green chilies. If you only have 2 spaghetti squash, you just do 1 jar of green chilies. Green chilies are what I refer to as like a whiny pepper. And that sounds funny, but to me, green chilies they add flavor in a small amount of spice, but it's more of a whiny spice. Like, I don't know how to describe that. You have a whiny kid versus like a total tantrum. It's like a whiny, you know? So, we're going to add 3 of these. The jalapeno is more like a tantrum, and then I don't even know what like a serrano would be. A lot. It would be a lot. It would be a child in the cereal aisle that gets fed cereal. That's what that would be. Okay, so then this, we're just going to go ahead and mix it. And the stuffing is pretty much done. We're going to add a little bit of ranch dressing to it. That smells so good. Too bad you can't smell this. You can't smell any of that? Oh, I could eat this on top of like a green salad and be perfectly happy. You are really missing out by having a booger clogged nose, kid. I can guarantee you once you eat this, your boogers will be not clogged anymore. It'll be good. Okay, I'm just going to drizzle with some of that. Ooh, lack of drizzling. Some of that ranch dressing we made earlier. Again, if you want it more mild, put more ranch dressing in there. But we've already kind of mellowed it down with the green chilies. So there, that looks more like a buffalo chicken color. I don't know if you guys, it's not going to pick it up on camera, but it's kind of like light orange. That's what we're looking for. So let's pull out a pan and see if any of these are done. I'm hoping so. Cross my fingers. Let's get it on out. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Hi, Lee. All right, let's use the small pan first. They're looking toasted. So, gonna have to be honest here. So I want you to cut these in half. And I usually use these huge knives, right? And I got to this one. And this one just would not cut. And I was afraid I was gonna cut myself. So I just took it and I just whacked it on the counter. And so it's gonna look a little rough, but I was done almost stabbing myself. And so we're gonna have a couple of funky looking ones, y'all. It's okay. I don't know what Myra Pokes is, Nikki. I'm not sure what that is. I freeze celery for soups. I don't know what that dish is. I'm so sorry. But I do chop and freeze all of my own celery for all my soups all winter. What's up, girl?
This is going to be this.
That one's going to be kind of wild. So let's see if this one's done. Ooh. It's hot. Imagine that. Pull it out of a 450-degree oven and it's hot. Okay, that one's done.
How much next one?
Not right now, buddy. Thank you. So, what we're going to do, see if the weird one's done yet. And these might have to cut. Ooh.
I don't know what I can do.
Okay, they're both done. So I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do with the stuffing mix, okay? So, all right, clean up a little bit here so I can slide you guys closer. So, it's French term for carrot celery. Okay, yeah, you can totally freeze it. Sorry, I don't have any fancy words in my vocabulary. So thank you for clarifying that. Yes, you can totally freeze it. So we're going to take, what we don't want to do is this. We don't want to take our stuffing and just put it in the cavity. And the reason why is because then you end up with a bunch of flavor on the top and none of it gets down into the, the spaghetti type stuff that's at the bottom. So I'm just going to take a fork and I am just kind of aggravating, I guess you could say, mixing, pulling up some of that spaghetti squash that's loose. It's really hot though. Woo! Maybe I should hold it with this. We still want it to kind of be like a boat, but we want it to be loose so that we can add some flavoring. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use a spoon to put a little bit of a spoonful of the yummy ranch dip. It looks so good. Okay, and then we need some chicken for this one, some chicken mix. What is it? It's still going, it's still baking. All right, let's see how much we can do. I'm gonna try and fit a half of a cup in there. Ooh, that looks a little big, doesn't it? I don't know about that. Oh, yeah. It'll do it. Okay. There it is, about a half a cup for this tiny little one. Okay. And now for my whacked on the countertop to crack open version. I'm not, like, full disclosure, not really sure how it's going to hold the stuffing in while it bakes because this end is missing because the other half has that end. But we're in for an adventure. So we're just going to shred this up like we did the last one. And I'm not going all the way to the skin. I'm just aggravating it enough where the flavors can get deeper into the squash.
What are we doing?
Ta-da!
You want to go see what Mama's doing? You want to go see what Mama's doing? Okay. Yeah. Mama's making dinner.
Yeah, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to eat it right now, though. Yeah.
You want to see yourself in the camera? Oh, but...
Just a minute.
It's up there.
Yep, just a minute. There we go.
Look at that. It looks
Looks
yummy.
really yummy. Okay, so this is going to go back into the oven. I still have some that are cooking, so I'm probably just going to leave it at 450. Really, the temperature should probably get decreased to around 400-ish for about 20 to 30 minutes. This will probably be closer to 20 minutes until it's done, but we're just waiting for all this to melt. Then it can come out and you can drizzle more of the ranch dip on the top. All right, it's going in. I'm pretty darn sure those I have huge ones in here. I'm pretty sure those are not done. Okay, let's put that in. These two should be done. Hello. Little sizzling delicacies. Yeah, they're done. There we go. Ta-da. They're really hot though, but they're done. So, just a reminder in case you're looking for Thanksgiving recipes, over on my Shopify store, which is linked down below in the description box, I do have an instant download. I think it was like $5 or $7, I can't remember. It was under 10. And it has all the holiday recipes of all the pies and homemade crackers and dips and stuff that we make for our Thanksgiving. So just in case you are lacking recipes, there is a link down below. You can instantly download it right to your phone. And all the recipes are right there ready to go for you. There's like sugar-free pie recipes. There's actually a pie, if you're just after pie recipes, there's a pie extravaganza download as well. All sugar-free pies. So apple pie, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, all the pies. I am unsure what we're going to do for next week because it's the holiday. Usually we do a live. But to be honest, because I've been so sick, I haven't even thought about the holiday. I mean, I've thought about what food we're going to serve. I just haven't thought about how that equates here for the YouTube channel. So, bear with me. Keep your eyes open. We'll see what we're going to do. And I'll wait to make an announcement until then. Yeah, these smaller Sperry squash, exactly a cup of the filling is what fits in them. This is more like a medium one. And we're looking at about 3/4 of a cup for that one. Here it is. Okay. You ready? I'm going to open it up again. Yeah, I just don't know about that one I broke on the counter. I don't know if that's going to... Oh well. Say a prayer for the abused spaghetti squash. Okay. see about this one. Oh, yeah, these are done. Woo! Here's the other side of the abused one. Hello. Yeah, see, it's also missing quite a bit there. But you know what? That's what you get for not allowing me to chop you. You had to have an instant break because I didn't want to go to the ER tonight and you know, say, oh, how'd you stab yourself? Oh, well, I had to chop up a spaghetti squash and it was really stubborn and I just kept going with a 12-inch knife. Yeah, it's not on my bucket list for tonight. So you had to be broken on the counter. Next time, just let me cut you. Pass it along to all your friends in storage, okay? Oh yeah, this one's definitely done. I wonder if the big ones are done. Oh, is this still on? Is this still on? Ouch. You almost got burned there. And we should probably scoot that pot holder this way. It's silicone, but... Okay. Ranch dip. Go. Mix her on up. I do the ranch dip on the bottom once again because you want flavor. You want flavor into that spaghetti squash. All the flavors on top and the spaghetti squash is just watery. Okay. So now, let's see about that one. Oh man, I don't know about this one. Woohoo! Keep it in there. Keep it in. And the mix has some cheese in it, so yeah, it's a 3/4 cup there. Okay, hang on. There we go. Now, my husband won't be eating that one. You know how I can tell? See that purple onion chunk right there? That ain't happening. I'll have to pick a different one. All right, this is going back in. And we'll check the big spaghetti squash. I don't think they're done yet, but we're gonna give it a little test and see. Okay. Maybe it is. This one looks done, but it's also the smaller side. Because this, ooh, I think they're both done. This one just collapsed. Let's flip them on over. Oh yeah. Small side's done. Are you done too? Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce the heat down to 400 degrees. And like I said, 20 to 30 minutes. And then that will be done. I'm going to go ahead and shred this. These are really big ones. I don't see myself eating an entire, this is huge, you know. Probably eat like half of this. But I'm pretty sure my husband will clear it all out. So, there we go. Looks so pretty when they're all shredded. The one thing I have made also is a chicken Alfredo. Same method, right? So you bake it, use a chicken Alfredo sauce recipe out of my cookbook, mix that with some chicken, and then do exactly what I'm doing. Add some mozzarella cheese to that mix so it's nice and thick, and then plop it right on the top. Yeah. Looks like I'm gonna have just enough stuffing. Trying to make sure I get all the big onion chunks since my husband doesn't like them. I want him to enjoy his food. If you like roasted jalapenos, you can always put them on the top. Stick this underneath the broiler. It'd be delicious. Okay. There they are. We got them stuffed. Wash my hands.
Oh, yummy.
I honestly can't even believe next week is Thanksgiving, but like I said, I have been sick for a long time, and so time flies when you're sick.
Yummy.
All right, this is going to go on in.
That's how you make it?
Yeah, it's going to go on in for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then we're going to bring it on out and eat them. And that's it.
Is it yummy?
That's dinner, you guys. That's how easy that is. Okay, so move some stuff around. All right, so just a recap. My hair looks kind of wild today. I have some leftover ranch dip that we made at the beginning of this class, and this will be drizzled on the top. Okay, so that's that. I'll probably add a little bit of buttermilk to this just to thin it out so it's more like a dressing to go on top. And that's our entire dinner because you've got your protein, you've got your fat, and you've got your vegetable. So anyway, thank you for joining. And Sharon, I hope you feel better soon too. A lot of the kids are over this, so I think there's just Naomi has it and Graceland, so, and me. So I'm hoping by the weekend, hopefully, we're better. We'll see. I'm feeling a lot better than I did 2 days ago, so that's a good thing. So anyway, thanks for joining me, you guys. Go back and watch the replay if you need to. And like I said, keep your eyes out for what we're going to do. Some years for Thanksgiving, we do just our pies. We do like a pie extravaganza. Some days we just do our sides for Thanksgiving live. So I'll have to see how my next week shakes out. And it definitely won't be on Tuesday unless we just do pies. So just keep your eye out for the live, and we'll have to go from there. Thanks for joining me, you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.